Hey y'all, it's Care. I have an exciting announcement. I am so excited. I don't even know how to say it. So some of my friends and I are hosting a readathon in October. It's gonna be from October 1st to October 31st, which is Halloween, obviously. And it's called Spooktober. Isn't that so fun? So this is my official announcement video for Spooktober. The other hosts also will have videos going up right now. Like whenever you're watching this, I'm gonna link all the other hosts down in the description. So go check out their channels, show them some love, watch their announcement videos as well, because with each prompt, I'm going to be talking about my TBR for October for these prompts. And also I'm gonna be giving you some prompt ideas and book recommendations for the prompts, just in case you're like, what in the world? I don't know where to go with this. We got you. Also, speaking of the description box, just while you're poking around down there anyway, if you want to check out the link to Ana Luisa jewelry, you can get 10% off your order using my discount code CarolineJohnson10. I have my little necklace, ring, and earrings on from them. It's completely sustainable. They offset 100% of their carbon emissions, and I am just so excited I'm going to be working with them over the course of the next year. So of course, check out that link if you are interested, and let's get on with what these prompts are, who the hosts are. We've got a group book situation. It's just gonna be so much fun. So Spooktober is also going to be hosted by Sahar from Basically Bookish Reads, Sav from Riveting Reads, Hailey Hughes, Brynnan Dunaway, and Meredith Elizabeth, some of my best friends here on BookTube. We're so thrilled about this. We are so excited. Again, go check out their channels if you already aren't subscribed to them. We've also set up a Discord for this readathon, and if you don't know what Discord is, it's an app that you can download, and it's like a big group chat where we can talk about what everyone's reading and what we think about the group book, and we can just have like a really good time all of October during the readathon. So again, the link to sign up for that Discord is also going to be down in the description box. We're also going to have live reading sprints one night of the reading-thon. Reading-thon? Oh my gosh, reading-thon? No. That doesn't sound good. There are going to be reading sprints on, I think, on Sahar's channel on October 20th, which is a Wednesday, perhaps. I should have looked at that. At 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so October 20th is a Wednesday. So 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern Time. Again, join the Discord and you won't miss any of the updates. Also, Discord is free. Discord is completely free, if you didn't know. Okay, our group book is gonna be In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, and I'm so excited about it because I just put this on my September TBR, and then we were trying to like discuss what a good group book would be. We just kind of agreed that we were all excited to read this one, and I'm really excited to like have this as a group book experience because it sounds like it's gonna be really fun to talk about with others. This book is about a college reunion turned deadly. It's about this woman who kind of felt maybe underappreciated in college, and now she has truly blossomed and bloomed into the really strong and successful woman she always wanted to be, and she's very excited to go back to her college reunion and just show everybody up. But apparently something happened in the past. I think possibly within her friend group somebody died or maybe was murdered, and when they get back, of course, the old drama is dug up, and then now people are in danger in the present. So I do think we're going to be toggling back and forth between the past perspective and the present day. So there's going to be, to my understanding, a very much of a dark academia vibe, which actually leads us into prompt number 1 of the readathon, which is read a book with a dark academia setting. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the dark academia definition off Wikipedia because I feel like there's a very broad umbrella for what it can be, and we're not going to gatekeep like what anyone thinks that it is. So here's the definition. Dark academia is a social media aesthetic and subculture centered around higher education, writing and poetry, the arts, and classic Greek and Gothic architecture. Why is that hard to say? The subculture is associated with ancient art and classic literature. So higher education is the dark academia aspect that we would be focusing in on in My Dreams I Hold a Knife. So if you want to use that group book for your dark academia prompt, feel free to do so. I probably will, but I also have a few other like little backup books because I have been really excited for fall for me to break out all of these dark academia TBR books that I have going on. I'm also really interested in maybe checking out For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. I know Brynnan just read this and she's been trying to get me to read it, or she said she thinks that I might like it. This one has that gothic type school setting, but it's told from the perspective of a teacher at the school, which I really enjoy. I don't know much else about it besides something's kind of off about this guy, off about this teacher. I might get to it. And then some additional Dark Academia recs that I have for you, definitely They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. That is one of my favorite, if not my favorite book. One of my favorite books of 2021 so far, for sure. I love it. It's not a perfect book by any means, but it's just genuinely so much fun. So if you've like maybe been wanting to check it out, this would be the perfect time to do so. It also just has such an October mood. Like, it's just gonna be so perfect for fall. Also, I can't go a video without mentioning The Stranger Diaries. Last time I mentioned it, I was like, I swear you guys, this is the last time I'm gonna bring it up for a while. Okay, it fits this prompt perfectly, and it also has that Dark Academia setting from the perspective of a teacher. Again, I just said I loved that. It's actually, this one's much more of a cozy mystery, so if you're not looking for something like super spooky and eerie, but like something like maybe like a little bit creepy, this book gave me those feels. I also just finished Ace of Spades. Now I'm just naming a bunch of books, but Ace of Spades would also be another good choice if you've like been wanting to read it. I feel like it's been so hyped, and deservedly so, recently. That'd be another great choice for this readathon. The next prompt is to read a book by a BIPOC author or featuring a BIPOC character, and the BIPOC acronym stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. And actually, I do have a few recs to give you, but one of the hosts of the readathon, Hailey, just put out this phenomenal video recommending thriller, I think thriller books and horror books, definitely thriller books by authors of color, and it was a really great recommendations video. Personally, I'm gonna be reading Dead Girls for this prompt. It's like a Harlem Renaissance mystery set back in the 1920s, and it just sounds so good, and I love the cover so much. Super excited to read it, at least this fall, hopefully for the readathon. I also have The Good House by Tananarive Due on my radar, but it is just so long. But it's supposed to be this really sprawling, multi-generational haunted house story. I don't know, if I could get my hands on an audiobook for it, I might do that one. But again, it is really long, and I want to make sure that I finish all the prompts for the readathon. First recommendation is definitely Ghost Summer by Tananarive Due, just mentioned Miss Due. But I know that summer is in the title, but it was just this anthology series of Black horror stories, and we kind of dip into some like very light sci-fi and paranormal, not fantasy, but just like paranormal speculative fiction. It was really fun. I really enjoyed that recently. And then also, I think anything by Kane Minato would be so chilling for this readathon. Confessions, I think, is still my favorite, but Penance is very good as well. The next prompt is to read a book with morally gray characters. This sounds like it might be kind of tough, because I know what you're thinking. How will I know if a character is morally gray before I start the book? Well, you can take us up on a recommendation, or you can kind of see things coming sometimes. For instance, I am thinking about maybe reading You Love Me, which is the third book in the Joe Goldberg series. Joe Goldberg arguably might not be morally gray. He might just be a villain. Actually, he's just like a murderous villain. But I'm categorizing him as being morally gray, and I should explain what that means first. It's when a character like has bad qualities and like keeps messing up and does things that like are objectively bad, but you just can't help but root for them to get out of situations, and like they do have redeeming qualities about them. And that is the definition of Joe Goldberg to me. Like, yeah, he's disgusting and I hate him a lot, but I don't ever want him to get caught. So I might read the third book in that series. I already started it a few months ago, but I had to send it back to the library before I could finish it. Might do that one. Also, I might read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's another Dark Academia book, but I do think the characters are going to be like super unlikable. Everyone says the characters are really pretentious in that book. Also, it's one of those where you love it or you hate it. I personally, oh my gosh, did you hear that? I'm sitting in my apartment in the dark right now and something just fell from across the room. Oh well. Anyway, those are kind of like my two options. That's what I have going on. Also, I just realized I'm super pale. I'm actually a very tan person, and I feel like that never shows up on video. Oh, you know what we could do? Okay. Do we like this? Let me try the last setting. Oh, I should have been filming it like this the whole time. Isn't this the best? I don't know, I was kind of vibing. Let's just keep it like this. We'll keep it a little spooky. What was I talking about at all? Oh, my recommendations to you. Definitely Who is Maud Dixon? That one is a thriller book, kind of. Oh, maybe not a thriller. It's like a mystery book with some thrilling aspects, and the characters are morally gray. Definitely the main character. Like, I'm not gonna say anything. I take it back. Don't know anything about the book going into it other than there are some morally gray characters. Don't read what Who is Maud Dixon is about on Goodreads, because there's a huge plot twist in the middle of that book that is spoiled from reading like the back of the book, the inside flap, or the Goodreads synopsis. So just like steer clear, and just if you want to read it, read it. If you don't, still don't read the spoilers. I can't believe they did that. Also, I recently read a book called Bathhouse by PJ Vernon, and it was so wild, and I think that it would be perfect for October. It's like a gay thriller about this married couple, or they're not married, but they're basically married to each other. They both have things that they're hiding from the other person, and they get stuck in these like webs of lies trying to hide like what's going on in their personal lives, until it just hits this moment at the end where, of course, things are gonna go wrong. And it was a really fun time, and obviously I think that you're probably supposed to be pulling for at least one of the characters. I really didn't, because there were some things that I just thought were irredeemable, like just we couldn't bounce back from, but they're definitely morally gray. And then also The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. That is the definition of some characters where you're like, don't do that, that is so stupid, like you're gonna get caught, this is illegal, but like, go ahead, I want to see this train wreck. It was so good. The next prompt is to read a book featuring folklore or witchcraft. Okay, full disclosure, I don't think I've ever read a book about a witch that was not a Harry Potter book or the Carry On series. I'm really racking my brain here, so I don't personally think I have any recommendations for you all for this one. I feel like Sahar came up with this prompt, so definitely check out her video. I'm sure that she has like recommendations even just on her channel for great places to start here. I have two options for what I can do. I could do Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman, because I know that it follows like a family of witches, or a family that is magical, and I own that book and I've been looking for an excuse to read it for a while now. It's part of the Practical Magic series. I think that it is a prequel, even though it was published possibly after that book. I'm so far out of my comfort zone just talking about it, I'm really not sure, but I might read that for this prompt. Also, I might read something called A Discovery of Witches, which I think also takes place in an academic setting, and there's maybe a professor who is a witch who falls in love with a vampire, perhaps. It's another chunky book, but it's one of those that the audiobook is always available at my library, because I think people are just too intimidated by the length of it to check it out and like listen to the whole thing. I don't know, I'm just reading way too far into that, but it is another option for me for that prompt. The last prompt is my very favorite one, and it is to read a book featuring Halloween elements. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a few options in mind for this, but I kind of want to see what the other ladies suggest for this prompt. The first one that comes to mind is Dead Leaves by Keelan Patrick Burke. I have read from that author before. I've read his short stories before, and this one is a collection of short stories, and I think that they all kind of center around Halloween, and it's also on Scribd. I don't know if the audiobook is, but I know that ebook is. I don't think I'm flipping that around, but anyway, it is available to me if I want to pick up that one. And also, I think that it is so fun to read short stories in October, because I love just a little spooky horror bedtime story right before I go to sleep at night. Also, I'm really interested to read something called Something Wicked This Way Comes. If I'm not mistaken, that book takes place in like the week leading up to Halloween. I really hope I'm not mistaken. But this is actually book 2 in a series by Ray Bradbury. And get this, when I first saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to read book 1. And I went and looked up what book 1 was, and it's something called Dandelion Wine. And I have literally read Dandelion Wine. I had to read that in my 8th grade English class, and I freaking loved Dandelion Wine. I was so obsessed with it. Like, I completely forgot about that book. It just unlocked a core memory for me. Like, that book is why I have the reading taste that I have today, because it is so mundane, boring, but then out of nowhere someone will get like murdered with scissors. I just remember the people in our class hated it, and I was living So I was like, shoot, I've got to continue the series now. I definitely think Something Wicked This Way Comes does take place in Greentown, which is where obviously the series takes place, but I think it just can be read as a standalone. Obviously, I don't really remember much about the first book at all. I don't really have any interest in revisiting it, especially not right now. But I'm really excited about that. I just found that out last night. I'm like, I'm ordering it as we speak. I do have 2 book recommendations. I'm sure that I've read more about Halloween or like taking place around Halloween, but my mind is so blank. The one that definitely comes to mind is Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. I love Scott Thomas. And this book is about a group of writers who have to go spend the night at a very supposed haunted house. And they're spending the night on Halloween, and it's gonna be this big PR stunt, and then once they get there, is the house haunted or is it not haunted? It is perfect for October. I think I read it last October, definitely last fall, last winter, and I ate it right up. I love that book and I can't recommend it highly enough, but it is horror, so beware. And then also a book that I'm currently reading, which is called The Book of Accidents, which I am just calling it early that I think it's gonna be my new all-time favorite book. I'm only on page like 150-ish, but I'm hitting the part where literally the first sentence of the chapter I just read like a few nights ago, the first sentence just said, October. And then I know we're leading up to Halloween, like they keep talking about this Halloween party that's gonna happen. I didn't explain what the book is, I'm so sorry. The Book of Accidents is about a family who has just moved back to the parents' hometown, and things are kind of haunting them. Paranormal things are going on, and they start to reflect things that happened to the parents when they were children and when they lived in the town, and it is genuinely creepy. It's another horror book, and it is very gory, like just weird graphic stuff keeps happening, and it's catching me so far off guard, but I'm loving it. And also there are a lot of chapters with the perspective of their son, and all of his chapters are reminding me of a mixture between part of It by Stephen King, like when the kids were kids, and then like Stranger Things. It's giving me those feelings, like those found friendships of nerds playing like Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, whatever, just stuff like that, and they're getting bullied, and then you know, is this one kid, does he have supernatural abilities? He definitely seems to be able to make things happen with his mind. I'm just seeing so many influences, and also of like The Shining. I'm seeing things for actually Stephen King. I just see a lot of Stephen King influence in this book. I just zoned out and rambled for like 3 minutes about this book, and I have no idea what I just said. Okay, that was my last recommendation. Anyway, this light is weird. Lastly, I do want to say, go check the pinned comment, because I guarantee you that I have forgotten to mention something. Just consider like peeking down there to make sure I didn't leave out something like super mega important, because I'm filming this at the last second. This has to go up like in a bit, like tomorrow. Okay. I think that is all. I almost forgot, follow me on Instagram, follow the other hosts on Instagram too, because we're going to have the templates for all of the TBR things. We're gonna put them on our stories, and feel free to grab them. I'll probably put them like, I'm so bad with Instagram. I literally have a job in social media, and I'm like, anyway, what are those things called? It's not your story, but it's where it's on your Instagram. Highlights. I'm gonna have them on my highlights eventually, to where we can build our TBRs together, and use the hashtag Spooktober. Yeah, is that what it's called? Spooktober? Also use the hashtag Spooktober. If you have a YouTube channel and you're going to vlog at all, use that hashtag so that we can go through and watch them. Also join the Discord. I know I'm rambling. Again, check the pinned comment to see if I like forgot anything super important that you need to keep an eye out for. But I cannot wait for this readathon and to talk with all of you guys about what you want to read. Let me know in the comments if you have any like recommendations that would fit a prompt really well, or if you have any questions about like books you should read. I'm gonna be checking and responding when I can. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.